Hey everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. It is time for a song review, the brand new Muse single. It's called Contagion. I love that name. I don't know why, but it instantly stuck with me. I knew, and as many Muse fans did know, I knew this was coming out for a while now. They've been teasing it, and Matthew Bellamy, the lead singer, said this could be like Fury Part 2. And that's a track from Absolution, and being a massive Muse fan, like one of my top 10 favorite bands, that had me excited. Especially after Dig Down, which I enjoyed. That was the one-off single, or else perhaps it'll be on an album in the future that came out last year. It's very electronic, kind of anthemic in a way though, but it was powering. I defended the song in my review, and in fact I still somewhat regularly listen to that one. So we arrive at Contagion, and my expectations are high. I'm expecting something more aggressive, more riff-oriented, and what do we have on our hands here? Well, it's not exactly that. If you haven't heard the song yet, check out the link in the description down below. I will link you to the Muse subreddit. They have the song over there. It was actually accidentally posted ahead of time, so that's how I myself and many other Muse fans heard the song, and you can obviously pre-save it on Spotify. But for most of you watching this in the future, this isn't relevant. Let's carry on. Unfortunately, Contagion delivers on very few of its big promises. It does, I guess, have kind of an anthemic feel to it, but I don't really get the Fury comparisons. Maybe a little bit in the guitar work towards the end, maybe a little bit in the intro with the drumming, but really, I mean, you could say that about other Muse songs as well. I don't think that the comparison is necessarily there. I feel like it was just to hype up fans, and then you go into this song and it's very much kind of derivative of pop music. It's not a straightforward dive into pop, but it has these programmed drums in places, which I am not a fan of, especially when you have someone like Dominic on the drums. You don't need that. I don't understand it. It just feels like more of a pop grab. And another thing that I cannot stand really about this song is that Imagine Dragons pop-styled chorus that's like, whoa, it's just so overdone, and it just makes me want to grab them and say, why? Why do we need another band doing this? Why not more unique Muse? Suffice it to say, I did not like this song and was not pleased on my first reaction, but this is one of those songs that I just had to sit with it. I'm so glad that I didn't review it right away. I probably listened to this song 15 times. It's something that is very easy to play over and over and over again. It has a snappiness to it, and I really do like the intro. It kind of almost reminds you of like a sci-fi movie from the 80s, which I think the artwork definitely nails, and I think maybe that's why they chose something like that. It just looks badass. So I'm totally fine with that. I like the intro. And once we get to the vocal part, I think it sounds okay once Bellamy comes in, but it doesn't really hook me till the pre-chorus. The pre-chorus add in those pianos, which add a lot of glam and spice to the track. I think those sound great. And then the chorus would probably be a lot better if it didn't have those backing woes that sound like a weird mix of like a gospel choir and obviously Chris doing backing vocals as well. And it's not exactly a good mishmash there. I do like the chorus enough in the sense that it's catchy and it gets stuck in your head, but it's just those two words, Contagion. So let's take a look at the lyrical content. Contagion, what's that all about? Like a disease spreading through the mind? Or maybe people are being brainwashed? Maybe that continues the theme of drones, who knows? But it seems like they have a bit of a fascination with that as of late. Almost a kind of a post-apocalyptic type thing. Not that that's all that new for Muse, obviously. Think back to even albums like Absolution that I already mentioned. And this track is produced by Rich Crossley, but I fucked that up. It's Rich Costy. Sorry about that. He produced Black Holes and Revelations, and that is one of my favorite Muse albums that came out in 2006. He also produced Drones, which many people weren't on board with, but I myself did like a lot of aspects. It just didn't age that well, but Black Holes and Revelations absolutely did, so I was stoked to see that he was producing this. But here, I don't know exactly what he's doing with some of the mixes. The vocals, and the lead vocals, I should say, feel a little bit too low, and sometimes those backing vocals kind of overpower it. And then the instrumentation just feels a bit flat in places. I already mentioned those programmed drums, and especially when the lyrics aren't all that interesting, there's not like a ton going on here, then you pay attention to the instrumentation, and once you start to take a look at it, it can get kind of paper thin in places. The little solo on this track isn't all that great to me. It's essentially just playing the vocal melody, the whoa, and I suppose once again it kind of sounds like a little bit of a sci-fi movie or something like that, but it's not exactly the best thing ever, especially when I listened back to some other Muse songs and I was comparing it to stuff like Fury, since obviously Bellamy mentioned that. I just don't see how this holds up. Now, if you're just looking at it objectively as a pop rock song, then it's fine. It's better than its contemporaries for sure. It's better than Imagine Dragons and other bands doing similar things. But for Muse, this is 110% subpar. I expect better out of them. I do see how this could fit in with their upcoming touring schedule, which includes a lot of festivals. It could be a big sing-along, especially if the crowd's doing the whole chanting and everything like that. But in the context of Muse's discography, it's definitely nothing all that special. I do think it's catchy. What do you guys think, though? Like I said, if you haven't heard the track yet, check the link in the description to stream it. I personally cannot give Thought Contagion more than a 3 out of 5, and that's coming from a massive Muse fan, somebody who even liked Dig Down, but they definitely kind of misfired a little bit on this one, and I'm kind of hoping that if they are doing a new album, maybe this and Dig Down were just one-off singles and they'll have other material. But something tells me in the back of my head that they're going to be on the album. Anyways, let me know your theories and thoughts on Thought Contagion and any upcoming Muse stuff. Are you going to see them live? I actually caught them live last year, and I don't know if I've shared this, but I actually got to, during Starlight, when Matt Bellamy came out into the crowd, I ran over from my seat and gave him a little high five there. That was an awesome moment for me. Always got to be a big fan of these guys, even if I don't like everything they put out. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. Make sure you subscribe if you're new and drop a like on this video. Thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're able to support me on Patreon, it's this annotation over in the corner of the screen. If you would like to see another Muse track review, click right over here. If you would like to see my top 10 Muse songs, then click right here. All of my social media can be found linked in the description down below. And other than that, I'll see you very soon for more videos on Beyond ARTV.